Howdy, y'all. So, I was feeling kind of down on myself since last night to today. But I'm feeling a lot better. So last night, well, I'm gonna predate a little bit. I've had like one of my coworkers pretty upset with me because she said I wasn't doing my work and my job to the extent that it needs to be done. And I was like, to some degree she's right. Well, in the technical sense, let's say that, okay? But in my experience and what I've learned is that you gotta kind of go along to get along, and like how the culture works. So I go with the culture and what everyone's doing. And this one coworker, her and I were pretty close, and that has since completely dissolved, unfortunately, even with my best attempts to try to reconcile. But so as I had gone through this these past month or so, whatever, our friendship has dissolved and this issue has persisted at work with the side work. And like I said, I tried to have a conversation with this coworker because it finally came to a head. And I tried explaining, I was like, look, at the end of the day, I'm just a guy. Like this person does it, this person does it, this person does it. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. But it's what it is allowed to manifest and allowed to be in the midst of everything. So, like, how does it fall on my head? And I guess she had like this expectation that like I would raise the bar, or I would do better and all this stuff, and it's really not up to me. And it really it goes from the top down. And this is another thing I try to explain to her. I was like, look, even the owner is trying to get the GM to do what he wants, and she's not doing it. Like, so what are we supposed to do? Like, just like clean up behind everyone? And this is one of the main things that this ex-friend of mine, if you would, was lashing out at me. She's like, what am I, just everyone's bitch? Am I just supposed to clean up after everyone? Whatever. I was like, no. You know, like, but and I tried to explain it. I was like, look, this is the manager's job to dictate and to regulate how this all goes, what does go and what doesn't go. It's not up to me, it's not up to you, it's whatever. And like this expectation of like me, and like to inject my own personal pride and ego and whatever you want to call it into this, I was like, people make fun of me, you know what I mean? Like I'm like the butt of jokes, no one fucking respects me. Okay, it is what it is. But like, how are you gonna like hold these standards to me that like also I'm supposed to lift everyone up out of it? It's not gonna work. Like, they don't even respect fucking the manager. Like all these people that come in, like they come in and like blast their music, they drink fucking liquor off the fucking bar like every day. You know, like there's just a lot of things that go on that just clearly say there's no respect really for anything or anyone around here. And for this person to like pick and choose like what they want to outrage against is completely ludicrous, or who they outrage against. And I was like, clearly we're not gonna have a fucking seeing an eye to eye. And she kept saying, well, this is how I feel, this is how I feel, and this is how I feel, and this is the whole point of this video. It's like, it doesn't matter how you feel. I was like, you just need to become indifferent and just go with the culture and be like, well, this is just what it is. You know what I mean? It's shit, and shit's fucked up, and we get shit reviews, and this and that, and that and this, and da-da-da, and da-da-da. But really, it's not, it has nothing to do with how you feel. I sympathize with her, and I understand, and I've even been in positions where we pushed forward without fucking catering to people's fucking feelings. Like, I just thought of this right before I started this. Like, I was the lead juror in a case back in December of 2019, And I was the one to delegate and to make sure that everything pressed forward. And I promise you, like, that shit only lasted like an hour. We were in and out of there quick. Not that it was the most complex case or anything, but I got straight down to the fucking facts. I was like, all right, who thinks guilty and who thinks not guilty? And then they all separated. And then once we got the people that, you know, the minority, I was like, all right, well, let's hear them out. Like, what do you have to say? And then they said, da 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 da. It's like, interesting, okay, but ultimately, it's not about how you feel. It's the facts presented. You know what I mean? Like, we have to X that out. It has nothing to do with fucking feelings. Nothing. Our feelings have nothing to do with it. I can't state that enough. Like I said, in about an hour, I think they just ordered his lunch. So, it, like I said, it did not take long before we came back and we're like, yeah, not guilty. Like, across the board. Like, not to say like we didn't hear people out, because like you should hear people out. You shouldn't silence people or stifle them, or, you know, what so many people seem to do. No, it's like, no, like your voice deserves to be heard. Like, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Now, if people have a poor job of articulating themselves, that's a whole nother fucking thing. But like, that's on them. That's not on me. Look, I gave you ample opportunity to like express what it is that's in your head, and whether you do an excellent job at it or a poor job at it or whatever, you had your chance. And that's as much as anyone can do. And again, when it comes to like shit like this, it's a business. You know what I mean? Like, and like, things should go a particular way. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. I totally get it. But like but when it doesn't, you can't let your emotions get all tied up in it. And you just have to be like, that's just the way it is. Especially when you have no power or control over it. Like, the literal owner is struggling to get the GM to do what he wants, and he fucking owns the place. What makes anyone think that I can make any kind of difference? Zero. Zilch. Nada. None. It has no... Yeah. But for whatever reason, people just get so wrapped up in their fucking emotions. They can't put them aside. And they carry those emotions with them day in and day out, day in and day out. And like, that's what I was dealing with last night, because I got into an argument with this chick last night. I was doing some stuff for my tables, and she comes over and just grabs all the forks, and I was polishing them. I was like, those were for me. And she started screaming at me, "This is a team effort!" And she's totally just trying to fucking gaslight me, totally just trying to put me on my heels and whatever. And infallible human being, I put me on my heels, and I ended up fucking challenging it, and we went back and forth a little bit. Everyone went silent. Everyone was right around us. We were the fucking epicenter of that fucking crowd, and it got so silent, so awkward. And I was like, fuck, this ain't good. This is not gonna shake out well, at least for me, right? Some man, whatever. Let's not even go down that road. As much as I would love to, but all right. So anyway, settles out, and then I tell the manager, I was like, look, hey, I think that there's been some discrepancies when it comes to side work, and I think it needs to be sorted out. And then she just looks at me, she just goes, okay, well, we're gonna go back to the old way tomorrow. All right. And I was nervous, very, very, very nervous. Shit, this is not gonna go well. This is not gonna be great. And I was talking about my sleeping a little last night, all day today at the gym, and yada yada yada. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna go well. But then it just clicked. I was like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. It's, well, what am I trying to say? It's, I don't think people see it as that heavy. And then, well, I guess that's what I wanted to come around to, is I just have to act like everything's fine. I have to like act not fucking all blustered and all fucking beat up and upset, whatever. I was like, hi, how's everything going? Just have a smile on my face, and everything's fine, and it's not a big issue, and whatever, and cool, right on. And then another thing, okay, so this is where I want to get into, like, my favorite part is like, oh fuck, I forgot to do it in the voice. If I was just like, oh my fucking God, shut up. Those are my fucking forks. Don't touch my forks. Like, it would have been a completely different fucking atmosphere. But because I was speaking in this term and not this one, everyone's like, oh my God. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. God, I look fat as fucking this shirt. God, gross. But anyway, that's all I got. I'm ready to get it out. Once again, the trials and tribulations of having to socialize and deal with people on a day-to-day basis.